Premier Planet, it's your favorite MC, LJB, Justin Barlow, here inside the Premier Studio in Woodstock, Illinois, where we just wrapped up another exciting night of action here at PPW. If you weren't with us this evening, here's what you missed. We started off the evening with 0-1 taking on PPW veteran Texas Pete. Now, 0-1 in recent weeks, he's been accompanied by his running buddy 0-3, who, conspicuous by his absence, was not in 0-1's corner this evening. So 0-1 wasn't able to employ that old bait and switch tactic that those two have been enjoying using over recent weeks. So 0-1 had to go it alone against Texas Pete, and unfortunately came up short. Texas Pete, with that veteran instinct, he was able to overcome 0-1 here this evening. Following that, #1 contendership return match, Iniestra and Matt Vine. If you remember, Matt Vine walked away with the #1 contendership last week and obliged Iniestra by giving him a rematch here this week. Now these two, everything on the line, they duked it out. It had to be a good 20 minutes to a half hour that these two battled inside the ring. It came down to both guys trying to throw each other outside of the ring, back and forth, until Matt Vine got Iniestra out of the ring. Iniestra tries to get back in. Matt Vine, bam, super kick right to Iniestra's jaw. Iniestra goes to the mat. Referee counts to 10. Matt Vine walks away with a count-out victory here tonight. But Premier CEO Randy Ricci comes out to ringside and says, you know what? It's not going to end like that. We're not going to have a #1 contender decided via countout. So what we're going to do is 1 week from now, these two are going to go at it again inside the ring. This time, we're going to have a winner because pinfalls or submissions are the only thing that are going to count in this one. After that, we saw an incredible, just brutal matchup between rivals slash oddly successful tag team partners recently, the Science Marcus Smith and Irish Andy Anderson. These two, no disqualification, hoping to finally squash the heat that just seems to keep building and building and building between the two. And these guys, they just went all out. But first, Marcus, well, he was a little iffy about getting in the ring with Andy unless the referee tossed Andy's chain out of the ring. When the referee refused, Marcus started making his way to the back, but apparently found his courage somewhere in the locker room, came back out, the match got underway, and shockingly, Marcus found this unseen ferocity that we haven't seen before, and he just laid a beating on Andy, picking up the chain, hitting him in the head with it, punching him in the stomach with it. Marcus finally, he gets Andy down, goes to the outside of the ring, reaches under the ring, pulls out a folding chair, and just gets this look like a bear who sees a salmon. He brings that chair in the ring. He proceeds to nail Andy in the gut with it, nail him in the chest. Andy Anderson is down on the mat, coughing, looking like, no pun intended, a wounded dog. Marcus Smith gets Andy into the corner. He's looking for a chair shot to the head. He's looking to put Andy away. And as he swings, Andy moves the chair off the turnbuckle into Marcus's face. Marcus is out cold. Andy quickly capitalizes, covers Marcus. 1, 2, 3. And Andy Anderson once again gets the laugh on Marcus Smith. But Marcus wasn't done. He grabbed the microphone and said, you know what? I'm tired of this, for lack of a better term. I'm tired of this, and here's what I want from you, Andy. This company isn't big enough for the two of us. So here's what's going to happen. Next week, you and me, one-on-one, loser leaves PPW. That's right. For one of these guys, next week is going to be their heartbreaking last taping here in PPW. Will it be Andy? Will it be Marcus? You're going to have to join us here in Woodstock to find out. And then our main event, something that's just been going on and on and on here at PPW, never seems to get resolved. Chase Gosling and the champ Scott Colton. This was supposed to be a one-match deal, but Chase Gosling, master of mind games, he seems to perfect it more and more and more each week. He has earned himself rematch after rematch thanks to jumping Colton after Colton beat him twice in a row. And then last week, he gets in Colton's head, and Colton gets himself disqualified. Well, Colton comes down to the ring, didn't dive in just like he did last week. He waited for the intros. Calm head, calm head. These guys fought tooth and nail. Absolute tooth and nail. Both were just dripping with sweat by the end. Neither could really even stand. And at the end, though, Chase Gosling, I don't know how he does it. He got back into Colton's head. You'd think Colton would have this scouted by now. Chase was able to get back into Colton's psyche. And Colton, he's trying to roll Chase up in a schoolboy. Chase has that top rope. He's not letting go. Colton gets frustrated. Bam! Low blow right in Chase's, as he termed it, family jewels. Full view of the referee. The ref calls for the bell. Once again, Colton gets disqualified, saving his title, which wasn't Colton's intention. He just was kind of blinded by rage at that point. As soon as Colton realized what had happened, you could just see the shame on his face. And he is just so overwrought with shame that he decided to grant Chase another rematch next week. And hopefully we can finally put this whole matter over the PPW World Heavyweight Championship between these two to rest. Once again, we want to thank you all on the Premier Planet so much for your continued support of us. Don't forget, we are on the road to our biggest taping of all time, PPW 100, which is going to take place Saturday night, July the 16th. Mark your calendars now. Invite all your family and friends who enjoy quality professional wrestling. It's going to take place right here in the Premier Studio in Woodstock, 1230 Davis Road. Bring your family and bring your friends. We'll see you out here.